Move slowly so that you can get in between the spikes so that you can dodge them and avoid the enemies as well. If you hit the spikes, it's an instant death, so be very careful. On this screen, move quickly across. I usually love to start on the left side of the screen to get that robot to come down, so that I don't have to deal with them when I work my way back up. Getting used to the alternating firing shots in order to move quickly or slowly across that screen is crucial in order to get through that area. On this area, take out the cannons as you make your way across the platforms, being sure not to fall into the pit or hit the spikes on the ceiling. As long as you take your time, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting past the cannons as well as the few Sniper Joes. When we drop down here, equip the black hole move from Galaxy Man as we make our way to the boss of this stage. This boss is two giant blobs which work like the yellow devil from the first Mega Man game. Getting used to the pattern is crucial in order to actually do damage to this thing. After you have those two in a row that you have to jump over, fire out your Galaxy Gun in order to actually hit the center of it as it comes out of the left blob. Wait for it to keep going back and forth, getting used to the pattern as you're going to have to jump over them in order to avoid getting hit, and they can deal a lot of damage. The first three you don't have to worry about. However, once the one comes down to the ground, you're going to have to jump over two sets of them, and stay on the ground and wait for the ones to go overhead and get ready to launch out your Galaxy Bomb in order to hit the projectile that comes out of it. It's only going to take about 5 hits or so, but you're going to have to do a lot of dodging in to avoid losing a life. As long as you get that black hole bomb out in time, you'll be able to hit that core as it comes out of the blob. Thankfully, the black hole stays a little bit, so if you fire out a little bit too early, it'll still stay there for a good amount of time and should be able to still hit it. Also, if you're very quick about it and get used to this battle, you can actually fire out the black hole and it'll hit the core, and then if you pause and come back, the black hole will disappear and you can fire out another one, and then you can hit the core again before it's able to get back to the other blob and get back to its safety. Once you're finally able to take it out, we defeat the third Wily stage and we have one more to go. As this stage begins, you can grab a little bit of extra energy to replenish whatever weapon you want to. After you have that, you want to equip the concrete shot. Fire it while standing near the lasers in order to take them out for a quick second by using a square block to block the laser. Doing this will allow you to bypass it and get to the next area. You're going to have to do this throughout the whole area, so you have to be very quick and careful, and if you accidentally get hit, just move through it and try to get past it without getting hit a second time. You can jump up here to grab some extra health and replenish a little bit of the concrete shot that we've used. When we get down here, fire one in about the middle of the lasers and you can jump on it and get up to the top platform. Jump over the big gap and replenish whatever item you want to, grab the big chunk of health and drop down the hole to get to the boss gauntlet for Mega Man 9. So we begin our rematches against all the Robot Masters. Now for the most part, I'm going to be using their weaknesses against them. However, to start it off with Galaxy Man, I have to use Concrete Man's move in order to actually do extra damage to him. But I'm going to also need Concrete Man's move in order to take out Wily later on. So I'm going to save that for now and just take out Galaxy Man again by just using the Mega Buster. Thankfully, he's very easy to contend with, and it's a really simple rematch. Once you defeat him, you'll get a big chunk of health, and then go back to the main room. I choose the pod below him for a rematch against Concrete Man. Concrete Man's weakness is the laser trident, so get that ready and start battling him. Try to do your best to jump over him as he charges across the screen, as well as fires out his concrete. It'll only take about 8 or so shots with the laser trident to take out Concrete Man, and once he's done, we grab a big chunk of health. Next up is a rematch against Splash Woman. Her weakness is Hornet Man's move, so get that ready. Dodging her remains the same, however, the Hornet can actually destroy the fish robots that come out from the sides when she calls them. The good thing also about the Hornet is that it homes in on her, so you can hit her even when she's at the top of the screen. Once she's taken care of, it's time for the next pod in a rematch against Jewel Man. Jewel Man's weakness is the black hole move. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of it, but I can use it in order to hit him a few times with it. It sucks in all the shield from around him, so it makes this battle very, very easy. Hornet Man's weakness is Magma Man's weapon, and Magma Man's weapon also instantly defeats the Hornets that he makes appear. If you get close to him, you can actually take out all the Hornets with a single shot. Keep firing and try to do your best to destroy the Hornets with the Magma Blast as you make your way over him and follow him as he moves back and forth across the screen and doing a lot of damage to him. Next up is Magma Man, and I have to use Tornado Man's move in order to hit him. I only have a couple of it, so I'm going to have to fight most of this battle once again with the Mega Buster, using the same strategy as before, getting him kind of stuck in a loop and then just move across these stairs, going underneath of him, to try to do my best to avoid a lot of his fire. Next up is Tornado Man. Tornado Man's weakness is Plug Man's move, so equip that and start firing at him as he stays on the ground for the first couple of tornadoes if he does. Just keep firing at him every time he lands and try to do your best to dodge in and out of the tornadoes as they come up from the bottom. Once he's done, we have one more Robot Master to go before we actually get to face Wily. The last one is Plug Man. So be sure to equip the Jewel Satellite, which is his weakness, in order to take him out. The Jewel Satellite will instantly destroy his projectiles that he fires out, so this is very, very useful. If you run out, re-equip the Mega Buster and just take out the last few remaining shots that you need to on Plug Man, grab the health, and now it's time for Dr. Wily. The first form is a giant dinosaur robot, and it's going to start by firing eggs at you. You have to fire the eggs back at him in order to bounce them off and they start to crack. When they crack and hit him for the third time, you're going to have to make sure that they bounce up and hit him in the mouth in order to actually do damage. Getting used to this pattern is going to take a few tries to get used to, but once you have it down, you should be getting pretty good at it in order to actually do a lot of damage to him without getting hit too many times by his eggs. As you can see though, if you don't hit them in the mouth, they just explode on the bottom part of them. Once you deliver the final shot, get ready for the second form. Equip Concrete Man's move in order to do extra damage to Dr. Wily's second form. As it flies up into the air, it'll stop, and then come crashing down to the ground, so make sure you're not underneath of it when it does this. You have to jump up and hit it in the mouth once again, and using Concrete Man's move will do a lot of extra damage. Use an energy tank when you get low on health, and try to do your best to avoid the fire when he lands and that it comes out at you. If you're actually careful, you can jump over the wave of fire in order to avoid taking damage from it. After the second form is done, he flies up into the air, and it's time for a classic rematch against Dr. Wily in his singular spaceship. Usually I like to use the rush coil in either to bounce off of it, and then use the plug man move in order to hit him while he's still in the air. This will allow you to get extra hits on him that you usually wouldn't be able to get. When he's low to the ground, you can definitely get a lot of shots in, either 2 or 3 plug shots every time he's low.